Okay, I'm back. I'll be reading from the Bible in 1 year. F. God will give you good things. Psalm chapter 4 verses 1 to 8. Matthew chapter 4 verse 23 to Matthew chapter 5 verse 20. Genesis chapter 9 verses 8. Genesis chapter 9 verse 18 to Genesis chapter 11 verse 9. Introduction. We all seek happiness. We are all searching for love. We are all desperate for peace. But so often we look in the wrong places. St. Augustine prayed, Lord, you have made us for yourself, and our hearts are restless until they find their rest in you. God is the source of all good things. Psalm chapter 4, verses 1 to 8. Bible, Psalm 4. For the director of music with string instruments, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your bed, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many Lord are saying, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when the grain and new wine abound. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Commentary. The source of joy and peace. So often we seek joy and peace in the wrong places. How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Verse 2. We think that money, possessions, or success will be the answer, but these are delusions and false gods. True joy and peace, as David tells us, ought to be found in a relationship with God. Verse 3. We are not promised a problem-free life. The psalm starts with a cry, give me relief from my distress. Be merciful to me and hear my prayer. Verse 1b. David is confident that God will hear. David is confident that God will hear. He listens. The split second I call to him. Verse 3b. MSG. God alone is the true source of joy and peace. Let the light of your face shine upon us, O Lord. You will fill my heart with greater joy than when the grain and new wine abound. I will lie down and sleep in peace. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Yeah. Let him. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Verses 6b to 8. There is greater joy in the presence of God than there is in maternal prosperity and luxury. Prosperity, despite the apparent security it brings, does not necessarily lead to peaceful sleep. Only in God's will can we truly dwell in safety. Verse 8. Prayer. Lord, let the light of your face shine on me. Fill my heart with the joy of your presence and grant me peace for sleep. Matthew chapter 4 verse 23 to Matthew chapter 5 verse 20. Bible, Jesus heals the sick. Jesus went throughout Galilee teaching in the synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom and healing every disease and sickness among the people. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering severe pain, the demon possessed, those having seizures, and the paralyzed, and he healed them. Large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judah, and the region across the Jordan followed him. Introduction to the sermon on the Mount. Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. Now when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them the Beatitudes. He said, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Salt and light. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. The fulfillment of the law. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law of the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Therefore, anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commands, and teaches others accordingly, will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. Commentary. The source of God's favor and true happiness. According to Jesus, true happiness does not come from all the things that society suggests. It does not come from celebrity, beauty, wealth, and possessions. It is not about how you feel. It is not about what you have, or even about what you do. The Greek word makarios used in chapter 5 verses 3 to 11 means blessed, fortunate, happy, the privileged recipient of God's favor, or as the Amplified Version puts it, happy, to be envied and spiritually prosperous, that is, with life joy and satisfaction regardless of their outward conditions. In the Beatitudes, Beautiful Attitude, Jesus highlights 8 unexpected situations in which you receive God's favor and blessings. 1. Be spiritually desperate for God. Bless all the poor in spirit. Verse 3a. The word for poor means begging, dependent on others for support. Here it means being brought low or weakened to the point of realizing the need to depend on Jesus. You are blessed when you are at the end of your rope. Verse 3a MSG. The poor in spirit are blessed because through what Jesus has made possible, yours is the kingdom of heaven. Verse 3b. 2. Weep over your condition. Blessed are those who mourn. Verse 4a. Mourn your own sin and the mess in the world around you. Weep with those who weep. It is not wrong to weep and to mourn the loss of those you love. Jesus' promise is that those who mourn will be comforted. Verse 4b, God's comfort, God's comfort goes way beyond any kind of ordinary comfort. As Joyce Meyer writes, it's all writes. It's almost worth having a problem in order to be able to experience God's comfort. 3. Be content with who you are. Blessed are the meek, verse 5a. The Greek word for meek means gentle, considerate, unassuming. It is showing kindness and love for others. It is the opposite of brokenness and self-seeking. It means broken, not in the sense of a broken glass that is shattered, but in the way that a horse is broken, tame. Strength under control. Through Jesus, the meek are blessed. They will inherit the earth. Verse 5b. You're blessed when you are content with just who you are, no more, no less. Verse 5a, MSG. 4. Be hungry for God. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Verse 6a. You are blessed when you have worked up a good appetite for God. Verse 6a, MSG. Pursue a relationship with God as your number one priority in life. Pursuing anything else for its own sake ultimately leaves you empty. But the blessing of a hunger for God and His righteousness is that you will be filled. For 6b. 5. Receive forgiveness and be merciful. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Verse 7a. Don't give people what they deserve. Give them what they don't deserve. As C.S. Lewis put it, to be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable, because God has forgiven the inexcusable in you. The merciful are blessed, because they will be shown mercy. Verse 7b. 6. Be completely sincere. You are blessed when you get your inside world, your mind and heart put right. Verse 8a, MSG. Blessed are the pure in heart. Verse 8a. This is not just outward purity, but integrity, openness, sincerity, and AUTHENTICITY. It is a purity that truly allows you to see God. Verse 8b. A pure heart starts with your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words, your actions, and your character. A key step to being pure in heart is allowing others to see us as we are in all our brokenness and vulnerabilities. 7. Strive to bring peace. Bless all the peacemakers. Verse 9a. Don't stir up conflict, but make peace. Jesus, the Son of God, came to make peace for you. On the cross, Colossians chapter 1, verse 20. Bless all the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Matthew chapter 5, verse 9b. You are blessed when you can show people how to cooperate instead of compete or fight. Verse 9a, MSG. 8. Expect nothing in return except persecution. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness. Verse 10a. Don't expect anything from the world in return except criticism. But God is with the persecuted church. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Verse 10b. You are blessed when your commitment to God provokes persecution. Verse 10, MSG. We see here the third way in which Jesus fulfills the Old Testament. We have already seen that Jesus fulfills the Old Testament history, chapter 1, verses 1 to 17, and how he fulfills the promises of the Old Testament prophecies, chapter 1, verse 18 to chapter 4, verse 16. Now, in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus fulfills the Old Testament law by revealing its full depth and meaning. Don't suppose for a minute that I have come to demolish the scriptures, either God's law or the prophets. I'm not here to demolish, but to complete. Chapter 5, verse 17, MSG. The American rock singer turned pastor John Wimber said, Jesus is insatiable. Everything we do pleases him, but nothing satisfies him. I have been satisfied with Jesus. He has not been satisfied with me. He keeps raising the standards. He walks in high places. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus raised the bar to the sky, not to bring us down, but to lift us up. I have put you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Chapter 5, verse 16, MSG, prayer. Lord, help me this year to live by the values of the Sermon on the Mount and to be characterized by the Beatitudes, so I might be a light to the world around me. Genesis chapter 9, verse 18 to Genesis chapter 11, verse 9. Bible, the sons of Noah. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the whole earth. The whole earth. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across the soldiers. Then they walked in backward and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way, so that they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. He also said, Praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be the slave of Japheth. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Noah lived a total of 950 years, and then he died. The Table of Nations, Genesis chapter 10. This is the account of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's sons, who themselves had sons after the flood. The Japhethits, the sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Jvan, Tubal, Meshek, and Tiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshis, the Kittits, and the Rodanits. From these, the maritime people spread out into the territories by their clans within their nations, each with its own language. The Hamites, the sons of Ham, Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan, the sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabtah, Raamah, and Sabteka, the sons of Raamah, Sheba, and Dedan. Cush was the father of Nimrod, who became a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That is why it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The first sinners of his kingdom were Babylon, URUKAKKAD, and KALNEH, and SHINAR. From that land he went to Assyria, where he built NINEVEH, REHOBOTHIRCALAH, and RESEN, which is between NINEVEH and CALAH, which is the great city. Egypt was the father of the LUDITES, ANAMITS, LEHABITES, NAPHTUHITS, PATHRUSITS, KASLUHITES, from whom the Philistines came, and CAPHTORITES. Canaan was the father of SIDON, his firstborn, and the HITTITES, JBUSITES, Amorites, GIRGASHITES, HIVITES, ARKITES, SINITES, ARVADITES, CMARITES, and HAMATHITES. Later the Canaanite clans scattered, and the borders of Canaan reached from Sidon toward Gerar as far as Gaza, and then toward Sodom, GOMORAH, ADMH, and ZBOYIM as far as LASHA. These are the sons of Ham by their clans and languages, in their territories and nations. The SEMITES. Sons were also born to Shem, whose older brother was Japheth. Shem was the ancestor of all the sons of Eber, the sons of Shem, ELAM, ASHUR, ARPH, AXAD, LUD, and ARAM. The sons of ARAM, UZ, HUL, GTHER, and MESHEK, ARPH, AXAD, was the father of SAGLAH, and SAGLAH, the father of EBER. Two sons were born to EBER. One was named PELEG because in his time the earth was divided. His brother was named JOKTAN. JOKTAN was the father of ALMODAD, SHELEPH, HAZARMAVETH, JERAH, HADORAM, UZAL, DIKLAH, OBAL, ABIMAEL, SAGBA, OPHIR, HAVILAH, and JOBAB. All these were sons of JOKTAN. The region where they lived stretched from MESHA toward SEPHAR in the eastern hill country. These are the sons of Shem by their clans and languages, in their territories and nations. These are the clans of Noah's sons according to their lines of descent within their nations. From these, the nations spread out over the earth after the flood. The Tower of Babel, Genesis chapter 11. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, if as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse the language, so they will not understand each other. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Commentary: the source of love and unity. Love covers and protects. It does not seek to expose other people's weaknesses and faults. It does not delight in others' misfortunes. Today's passage begins with a rather strange account of Noah getting drunk. The fact that he was a righteous man did not mean that he was perfect. Shem and Japheth are commended for covering their father's nakedness. Genesis chapter 9, verse 23. Love and unity go hand in hand. The Tower of Babel is a symbol of disunity. Chapter 11, verses 1 to 9. The people said, come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Verse 4. The act of pride and power seeking led to disunity, symbolized in the confusion of different languages in the world. The Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Verse 9. The day of Pentecost was the reversal of Babel. The Holy Spirit enables people to say, each of us hears them speaking in our native language. Acts chapter 2, verse 8. The gift of tongues symbolizes the fact that the Holy Spirit reverses the disunity of Babel and unites all people and languages. This is a common experience today as we see the Holy Spirit bringing love and unity across churches, languages, and nations. Prayer. Lord, may we never seek to make a name for ourselves or our own church, denomination, or movement. Rather, may we seek to glorify your name. Pour out your Spirit, O Lord, on the church as on the day of Pentecost. May there be a reversal of Babel. May there be an end to disunity. May your Spirit and the values of the kingdom of God bring love, joy, peace, true happiness, and unity. Pippa adds, Matthew chapter 4, verse 24. People brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering, and he healed them. I am going to pray for anyone I know who was sick or suffering today. It's quite a long list. That's all for now. Bye.